Tomorrow is Friday the 13th, a day some fear due to historical tales and superstitions. If you're brave enough, you can take in a new exhibit called Death and Mourning, the Finery of Loss at the Pensacola Museum of History. And as Cherish Lombard shows us, there's a reason that Friday the 13th was chosen as opening day.
Wooden tombstones.
So these are all late 1800s. They're all from St. Michael's Cemetery. The wooden ones, they're most likely taken down by family members and replaced with marble headstones.
Victorian mourning attire.
They would wear the all black for about 1.5 years to 2 years, and then they could incorporate change out of black and start wearing purples and grays and darker burgundies.
Wreaths made of human hair from the dead.
It would be hair from the dead family members, but it would also be a family tree. If grandma died, then her hair would be in the middle, but then her mother's hair or her father's hair or whatever would be stationed around. And then as her children passed away, their hair would go in the middle and hers would get dispersed around the perimeter.
People who lived during the Victorian era were said to be fixated on death, and that obsession is portrayed through the Death and Mourning, the Finery of Loss exhibit.
And it explores the mourning practices during the Victorian era and also kind of dabbles a little bit in spiritualism.
Robert McIntyre was once recognized in Pensacola for communicating with the dead.
He was primarily active between 1920 and 1965 up until when he passed away.
His diaries are now part of the exhibit. Mac, as he was called, claims some journal entries were actually written by spirits.
He would invite the spirit into his body and let the spirit kind of direct and dictate where he was going to go. And so a lot of his automatic writing looks like this, where the spirit was taking over and moving his hand with the pencil.
There are several diary entries where Mac is said to have channeled the reigning queen of that era, Victoria, who mourned her husband's death for 40 years. Some conversations even include Houdini, the most well-known illusionist from that time period.
And this one was on March 30th, and they had quite a long conversation. Mac, this is Houdini. One of these nights I'm going to ask special permission to bring Baggett in. Several times I've been around here during the day, but you are always busy. But in the next day or two, I think I'll take you out.
And those who lived during that time had superstitions of their own surrounding death. Those who died were carried out of a home feet first, so they couldn't look back and call someone else to follow them. To prevent bad luck, every clock in the home was stopped at the time of death. And if you saw yourself in a mirror in a home where someone recently died, it was thought you might be next. Because of high mortality rates in Victorian England, death was always on the minds of the living, and they found a sense of solace in their beliefs to predict its arrival. In Pensacola, with photojournalist Dan Kettinger, I'm Cherish Lombard, WKRG News 5.
Death and Mourning, the Finery of Loss, opens tomorrow at the Pensacola Museum of History, formerly known as the Wentworth Museum on South Jefferson. On Tuesdays at 1, you can take a Death and Mourning in the Victorian era tour with members of the Living History Department. The tour is included with admission to the museum.